Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we're going to be using gouache and we're going to be painting a little seascape. I picked out a couple of colors. We have out yellow ochre, and this is my, oh that's hard to open. This is my Arteza gouache. That's really hard to grip. And there we go, and open. Debris. I'm going to go ahead and plop out a goodly amount of color. I'll just set them up here. I have out, that was yellow ochre, this is sap green. I haven't used these in years. I gave my daughter my hemi gouache, the cups, the jelly cups for the kids, and they use them all the time, so I'm glad I did it. But that leaves me with just my Arteza gouache. This one is ultramarine blue. If you want to know the colors, this has a 3-star rate, light fastness, PY42. I think that's just their colored number, the A113. This one's PB29. Whoa, with a 3-star color fastness rating. And I don't know how accurate that is because it's just gouache. Gouache is not meant to be light fast unless it's like a professional grade that they've made that way on purpose at this point. This one, as you can tell, I've used quite a lot. This is the Noir PBK11. Oh, that's all dried out. Guess I won't be using that one. And then this is my M-Gram. Yes, M-Gram Artist Gouache in white. Now the M-Gram is a honey based and professional, so there's that. One big old glob of white. Metal tubes. I don't really care for metal tubes. That's just personal preference, though, I think. But I did like the Arteza gouache when I first got it. I used it a little bit here and there, you know. That blue debris off of there. And I do have quite a bit to get through. Quite a lot. So, and I do have a few tubes of whole bind gouache to use too. So that's what these little gouache practices are going to be from now for a while, for quite a while. I want to get through all this before I buy any more of the like jelly gouache or this gouache. Oh, this got purple in it. Astrid was using my paintbrushes. A little purple in it. That's all right. I'm going to start with I have a few brushes. These are Royal Langnickle. This is a half-inch flat. They consider it a wash. This is a round number 8, and this is a filbert number 6. And they're all Royal Langnickle. I bought them really cheaply at the Hobby Lobby. They're really good little brushes, super handy. We're just going to dive right in. Want a yellow sky. Probably should put something underneath. There was scrap paper right here so that I don't seep onto the painting underneath, because that is going to be a watercolor and this is gouache. Now you don't need to really worry too much with your gouache about it dries pretty quickly, so you want to move a little fast. And then we do a little bit of color blocking over here. I don't want to lose all my little shapes, sky shapes. There we go. And then over here, I think I would like to dip a little bit of, I want to be mindful of not contaminating it completely, white. I don't want it to be quite that dark. I want it to read as sky, not as probably should have picked a different yellow, but this is just a practice. And the sky can be many, many different colors, so I'm not going to stress out about it too much. This is one of those practices that I'm going to get quiet because I'm concentrating on not obliterating the other elements. Because once you cover it with the gouache, as you can tell, I'll go over my birds here a little bit. You can't always see through it, depending on how thick you use it. And I like texture in my paintings, so I don't mind the brush marks at all. Okay, more water. Here, get this line for my mountains, like that. Okay, cool. All right. We'll let that dry. Let's see how I like it once it's all dry. Grab a little bit of my blue here. A touch of white. A little bit of water to give it some movement. I'm going to start with my dark blue. Do I want to do that? I honestly don't know. Yeah, we'll do that. This is pure ultramarine, and I picked it because I like ultramarine. Probably could have gone with Prussian. I don't have any black. If I were to pick up any gouache, I would probably pick up a black. Yeah, I don't have one. do have this Aegean blue. Oh, Prussian. There it is. Why not? I want to see what this color is. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. I'll leave it out because I put it on the palette. And this, I've used the Prussian quite a lot. It's a favorite. It leans indigo for me. So, yeah. I'll put these in the order that I have them in the palette so that I don't get them mixed up. Because I'll keep going back to these colors in different paintings and use them. Let's grab some Prussian. And pop it on top of that ultramarine. And Prussian can read black depending on what it's next to, of course. But it does, if you layer it up, even in watercolor, if you layer it enough, it will read really dark. Which is cool. Grab a little more of that Prussian. Dab it around the edges to get that shadow. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put a lot of white on or if I'm going to use it sparingly for the froth of the wave. There's, I want to hold this down a bit. Movement, right? I think I should get a smaller brush. I'm gonna switch to the filbert for these smaller areas. Back to the ultramarine. Get this kind of blocked in. And I am a novice with the gouache, kind of learning as I go. I've watched other people use gouache and learned quite a lot from them. Do a little bit of that business. Kind of liking the white peeking through. Lends to that wave, right? That wave feeling. That a little bit in here. Don't want it to be too stark, but at the same time, you know. Good. And then grab some more of our Prussian and get in here and get our dollops painted in. Or sorry, this is ultramarine. Just blocking things in. Like that. You know, if you're worried about your paint drying out, you can spritz it. There's nothing saying you can't. And this gouache that I have is water-based, so it will re-wet after it dries. But that's, once again, depending on the quality of the gouache, depends on how well that will happen, how effective it'll be. So let's go ahead and, do I want to use some of this? I kind of do. I love that color. Grab some white, that over here. Ooh, that's pretty. They're both beautiful colors. I do not mind a muddy palette either. Okay. Too much water. A little too much water happening there. Need more paint. Less water. That's better. Give the feeling of the water really sweeping up. Okay. Soften those edges a bit. I do love Prussian. Just little dabs for variation. Just teensy little dabs of Prussian. Yeah, like that. Okay. A little bit heavier. Too much water. I think I'm getting too fussy with this. I think I need to just loosen up a little bit. Relax already. Okay, I kind of like how that looks. Just a dab of white, but I want it to be pretty thick. Just kind of skim it like that. There we go. Okay. More waves back here, so I'm going to do the same thing. the corner. And then we've got some bits, teensy taps, itsy bits through there. Down like that. And we're like that. I kind of dig it. We're like a touch of darker through there. Oh, it's too bright. Too much water again. Doesn't need to be exact because you can correct a little bit of it with the gouache, white gouache. We'll let that dry a little bit, I think, then go back over it. Just dab some of this in under the tips of those waves. Like that. Okay. And I'm gonna grab some dark and drop it in up here. Sweep it down in this direction. Let that dry. And because gouache dries so quickly, you'll be able to go over that really quick, rapidly, without much fuss. And darken it with subsequent layers. I want to get up in here and create that frothy effect. And this wave is moving in this direction. Sorry if you can hear the kids outside. There's the daily pack of teenagers that hang out on the top of the hill over there at the school. And they do get pretty loud and a skosh rowdy. It is better that they're hanging out over there at the school than getting into trouble doing other things, right? I don't mind it as long as they're not screaming. It's the screaming part that really just gets to me. I'm gonna take that brush in, see, get that deep dark layer right up in there. You don't want to go too heavy with your gouache though, because it will, if you use it too thick on your page and it's an inexpensive gouache, even an expensive gouache, it will chip. It'll chip right off over time. So you want to go easy on the thickness. Unless you're using a medium, of course, like an acrylic medium, because an acrylic medium with your gouache will override the water, because acrylic is a plastic and it's permanent and forever once it dries. So something to keep in mind. Try different things, right? You don't know till you know. All right. And then let's do this color. It's a little too wet. I don't want to completely obliterate what I have going on under here. I'm going to do this line right here. Then we can go either, you can go either up or you can come down. Whichever way works best for you and how you work. I'm going to do that. There we go. Alright, I want to take white, just like I did before. My white is heavily contaminated at this point, that's alright. And come in here and too much. Too much. Maybe we'll use a round brush for this. Get a little piece of him. I cut that off. Do you see it? That hair sticking out over there. Solved. Oopsie daisy. There we go. I think I'd like to go this direction, but I don't have enough paint. Kind of a dry brush technique and get in some really long sweeps. That. I dig it. I want a few extras over here. Get that sweep. And I'm spinning the brush to get different like depths. And this is more down and in like that. Okay. Now I've got dark here and I've got dark here. I don't have any darks on this, which I'm not, it doesn't feel right, so I'm gonna get in here and too much water again. And just dab in a few darks. Like that. That feels a little better. Okay. I think I want to tap in some going this direction as well. Okay. And then this wave kind of swoops up there. So we have some dark to light happening. Like that. Bit right here, right there. Dabs of our more muted ultramarine poking around in there. Like so. Okay, and then back here I improvised the piece a bit, so I am going to just do what my imagination tells me to do. Okay. Let that dry a bit. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and put in my greens. I'll dab my green over here. Re-wet my yellow. Mix that in. Get a more springy, frothy green there. And then go ahead and grab a touch of, let's try this blue. Oh yeah. Because this color of green has never spoken to me on any level. It's just not my, it's not my jam. Alright, I'm going to go in here and we're going to block in some green pasture peeking up from those, or rather green swaths, right, peeking up from the mountains right there. Dab in some dark green and let it work like watercolor does, and just kind of bleed and move around and do what it do. Right through here. Maybe it's trees, maybe it's foliage, who knows? It's too distant to know, but you can vary the colors enough that it's interesting to look at. Okay, and then I do want a bit of dark green. Maybe if I mix these two together. That's not terrible. Just hints. Of a dark variant here and there. I like that. Okay, there's that. I think I want to dab and kind of shimmy that up into there. Okay, I dig it. All right. My last little thing that I want to do is take my white. It is contaminated with a bit of blue, so it's not pure, as you can see. And I'm going to come in here and splooge it around. I do wish it wasn't quite so wet. Dig deep and get some pure white. Like that, just dabbing around at this point. Grab that white and really pop it in there. Tapping instead of spreading. And here. Pretty good glob of blue there. I'm just going to cover it up. And come in here and tap. Tap, tap, tap. Does not need to be perfect. Waves are not perfect. They're actually pretty, no pun intended, pretty fluid. Oh, I want to make myself cough. And fun to paint because you kind of can't get them wrong. I mean, not really. As far as shapes, if you're painting, no one's going to be able to come into your painting, your wave painting, and tell you, waves don't wave that way. Because, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I want this to be just grab a teeniest, itsy bitsyest touch of water, and then smooth that line a bit. And it can be a bit translucent. You can see sky through the wave, so don't stress about that either. If it bugs you, wait for it to dry and then paint over it. There we go. We'll come in here and get a bit more froth. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Not overthinking. Don't want to overthink it. Come down here. Oh, and that's something to note too. If your paint's too wet, it will pick up, especially a vibrant color like Prussian, it will pick it up even if it's dry and reactivate it. So something to be mindful of is how much water you're using over the top of very powerful colors. It's fun, right? Kind of digging it. You see? Cover right over that. Perfect. That's fun. I'm having a blast. I'll come over here. Right now I'm just getting rid of pencil lines that I feel like later will deter from the piece. And then right through there. Sorry. Cold is kicking my butt a little bit. I right now feel really, really tired. Like I could go lay down and just go to sleep and not wake up till tomorrow. I'd be okay with that. Pretty cool. A little bit of froth right through here. dab that bright white over wherever it's gotten just a little too dark. There. Okay, and then clean up our mountain here a little bit. Our crispity snow-capped mountain. Maybe overlap some of that snow coming down over the greens to make it look a little more realistic-ish. Through there. I think it looks cool. It's definitely different from anything I usually do. Now, I had birds in my sky, and there are seagulls, so they're white. So I'm going to come in here with white and pop in. I'm really concentrating right now. I'm going to use a teensier brush. I also have, this was a set of smaller brushes. So, I'll get in there. Maybe not lay my hand on the wet painting. And the blobs will read as distant birds. So don't be afeared of creating blobs or just one line instead of two. The human eye will figure it out for you. Touch more paint. Paint. You can get as crazy with this flock of birds as you want to. You don't have to stick with what I'm doing if you're copying this at all. You can for sure do your own thing. I think that's enough. I think that reads enough. Okay. Let's pull this out from under there because the finished piece actually really matters. I'll kind of block off what happened up there. What do you think? It's pretty much completely dry at this point. I got a little chunk of something right there. It's gonna bug the crap out of me. There we go. It's pretty much dry, and you can fuss with this as much as you want, because gouache. But again, being mindful of the fact that if you put too many layers and it gets too thick, it might chip right off your paper over time. So just something to be mindful of. One of those things I would never be satisfied with. Come in and get in some splashes of dry brush up here. And that wave, make it really seem like it's flying around. Like that, especially over here as well. Like that. Really brighten your white spots. What I missed is some dark back there. There, that feels better. I think I'm done. What do you guys think? I think it's alright. It's not the best thing I've ever done, but it's not the most terrible either. And for gouache, I mean, it's not bad. Would you like to see the inspiration for this piece? It is a sticker from one of my boxes. And this is how it turned out. For one of the many, like, hundreds of stickers of paintings. These aren't even whole paintings, they're like pieces of paintings. So this is my practice. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and yeah, I'll see you in the next painting video. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.